How you all doing? I did it again. What did you do again? Same thing as yesterday. You got sick again. No, I'm still sick from yesterday. Just, I didn't get up yesterday because, well, I had a lazy day yesterday because there was no one in the house yesterday, and so even though I had plans to do things today, which I did because I realised that even my plans were kind of screwed, I didn't get up today, alright? I was going to actually even start the vlog in bed. I was going to go, I've done it again! And then guess what? I realised I left all my cameras down the stairs and just, no. Oh my god, am I going to do a vlog on an iPad? That's what parents do. Sorry, just random people who go to schools to film their children. You know they've got phones, you know they've got cameras, but for some reason they bring iPads. Has there ever been a time when an iPad has been better for filming things than an iPhone or an Android phone or anything? It's just one of them weird things. Anyway, I will not film things on an iPad. I just refuse. So no man, I just spent the entire day just upstairs, the comfortable, going, my boys will be home soon, I'll get up then. My boys will be home soon, I'll get up then. And guess what? They come home, I sorted out their tea, and then we just left about for the rest of the day still. I didn't do, realistically, what I planned to do today, which was to organise some files. But then, I have done that. I've literally just done it before picking up the camera. My plan was a bit balked anyway, but, you know, I have spent all of my day, majority of my day, upstairs, snuggled up in bed, rather comfortable. In fact, heard one of the weirdest, somewhat cutest things ever today. The wife said, I'm really glad you got sick too. Something that might have been, I'm really glad you got sick at the same time too, but fine. So we just we've just watched documentaries, Malcolm in the Middle. I've watched My Life in Gaming episodes, and thought about setting up a little retro console on one of my smaller burner PCs. Oh, an AMD, thank you. I mean, it's not a particularly useful thing. They've gone and released the AMD 6400 graphics card. It's a single slot that'll fit in some of them janky business PCs that I've got the weird placement on the PCIe slot. So, thank you. Normally I'd put in like a 1650 or whatever. Apparently this thing will run at around the same speed as a 1650, so great. Considering that was what I was aiming for any way to go into one of these boxes. Brilliant. They'll finally live their purpose. I can't speak today. Now, I said how I had the plan to move the files, and then I did the files and I didn't do the files and the files, right? Here's the thing. The moral of the story, and it's something I tell people all the time, do not do hardcore things, or anything realistically, that requires consistency over Wi-Fi. Don't do it. If you do, you're a dick. So guess what I did the other day that required me to do some filey stuff? Wi-Fi, because I'm a twat. I've been working off of a little server in the house for a while, and it has been liberating to not have to worry about having files on a device or on a drive and blah blah blah. And I do quite like working off of another server. I've done it before, but it went bad quickly, and well, that's kind of what happened this time. This drive here, just a burner drive that sits on my network. It's just a storage bin, really. And I had some files that I was working on there. I was an idiot and decided that I would render. I didn't choose a different render location to where I was reading the files from. So I didn't realise at the time that I was rendering to the same drive on the network as I was reading from, which realistically just no. You know, just no, because then you're reading files over the network, you're writing files over the network. I would suggest read off the network, write locally, copy them back over to the network drive. Then I went and did the other big no-no. Normally when I try and copy files over a network drive or from a network drive, I will Control-C them, so copy them, paste them over into the new location, check to make sure that they're both the same file size, so basically, you know, check file sizes, check the number of files, check hashes, that kind of thing, to make sure that everything is copied over fine, and then work, and then move stuff back over to where it needs to go if anything has been changed, kind of thing. What did I do this time? And on Wi-Fi no less, Control-X, cut, and then paste it, meaning it moved it. And well, the network drive was having a bit of a hissy from earlier when I tried to render to it, and the transfer was just like, nope, just no, hard locked my machine, which is a terrible thing considering I'm a little, I've mentioned it's not proper OCD, but when things don't work or if things break, in my brain something has failed, so it's not clean, so it needs to be reinstalled. And that's not a very good way of explaining it, but still, it just plays on my head that something didn't work properly, therefore it's kind of tarnished. After that initial file transfer and it failed, all of a sudden my machine started running like pure ass. It was the Zephyrus G14. It was not happy with the fact that I was trying to copy these files over Wi-Fi and edit and do this other stuff, and just... I proper stuffed up on that one, and I just don't do it. Don't use Wi-Fi. Don't use Wi-Fi. Like, if you're gonna watch YouTube videos, stream music, you know, just like stream, or not video stream necessarily, like you stream to like Twitch or YouTube or whatever. Don't necessarily do that over Wi-Fi if you can help it. But you doing your own stuff to Wi-Fi, or listening to content, watching content, Wi-Fi is okay, but anything that requires consistency, again, please don't do it over Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not reliable, and I've been telling people this since 2011, 2012, and yet just the other day I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna, everyone else does it, I'm just gonna do it. I just need this handful of files, but instead of just taking the files I needed, I copied the entire directory over because I couldn't get it to render over the network. But again, that was my fault, so I didn't realise that I tried to render onto the same drive as what I was trying to do on. But because it failed and the machine went a bit flake, I restarted the machine and then pulled the drive off the network, put it onto the machine, and then just, I must have Control-X'd it, Control-V'd it, cut it and pasted it, moved it, because the aim of the game was to check between the two directories to see that was on the network drive, or that was on the burner drive that was then connected up to the laptop, and the stuff that I copied onto the laptop, were they the same size minus the one file that I put on there. Well, as I say, I must have moved it because there was nothing on the drive, so in the end I've just moved it all back and gone, because I didn't even use that machine, I didn't even use the Zephyrus to do anything outside of the render. Thankfully, it was just my side of some kind of fun projects. I'll tell you, if it was something like the vlog, or if I'd have recorded a wedding for someone, or a baptism or something, and I'd have done that, I would have been devastated. And honestly, I don't think I would have done something so stupid with something so critical. The audio files were just, as I say, it was just me. And I'd already finished with the files anyway. But given I'm someone who's OCD and archiving things too, that's going to play on my head. I need to actually get out of that habit because I don't realistically have the space to archive everything all the time. But yeah, joy of the joys. Don't do stuff over Wi-Fi. Just don't. A couple, like small files, Control-C them, Control-V them, copy, paste them. So there's still one on the main drive, one on your network. Then if you find out that both, if it's transferred over properly, then delete it off the drive you just copied it from. But oh my god, don't. Oh. And editing over a network is fine. Again, just I recommend don't try and. So it's going over to your machine and back over to the drive, over to your machine, back over. Because if there's any hiccups on the thing, it'll just go can't do it, and I've been having trouble with this drive over the network all day, and for some reason thought it was a clever thing to do, and just, ugh. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Do as I say, not as I do. Well, I'm gonna head back off because I really ain't feeling it again. I hope you're well. I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one.